So we set up a study in Senegal because we knew there was something going on already with HIP there, and they had a database of children who had been admitted to bacterial meningitis at the National Hospital. So what we did, we tried to find these children. So some of them, it was 5 years ago since they've been admitted. So we tracked them down, and we had very good follow-up rates. And we managed to include 66 children who had been admitted with meningitis. Then we had a control group, which were neighboring children, and we took them into the main hospital and had IQ tests, hearing, neurological assessments. And we found a very big difference between the two groups in intellectual abilities. So I interviewed the parents about who looks after the child, whether the child goes to school, and if the parents have to stay home to look after the child, how much they think they would lose in earnings due to having done that. So I tried to quantify the productivity loss of the parents. And for many of the families, this was really severely for the household family. And I quantified on average, of course there was a wide variety, but on average I quantified that the lifetime productivity loss of these parents of the child was $52,000. So that's what I could use in my cost effectiveness analysis, and it makes a very big impact when you want to prove the cost effectiveness of the vaccine. When I set out doing it, I actually thought that the main cost item would be sort of treatment of disability. You know, you could imagine, for instance, hearing aid or something, that cost, because that's sort of quantitatively. But it turned out that these families, they just can't afford to take their child for any treatments. I did ask, and some of them have had like 5 visits to a physiotherapist, and I quantified that, the cost of that. But the main thing was really this productivity loss. So it was around 90% of this $52 is the cost of the parents having to look after a disabled child instead of working. And then the last 8% was childcare costs when they pay somebody to do it, and 2% was just this direct treatment cost.